Welcome into Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports. I am your host, Stone Shields, here with a little instant reaction video to the Bengals handling business, going on the road, taking on the New York Giants, and ultimately defeating the New York Giants by a score of 17-7. Going to be providing my instant reaction, five quick takeaways. The game just wrapped up a couple of minutes ago, so just instant reaction thoughts here on today's edition of Bengals Breakdown. Tonight's edition, or I guess this early morning's edition of Bengals Breakdown. But if you haven't done so already, hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV. We just wrapped up our watch party, our Week 6 watch party here on Bengals Breakdown. Had a great time. Got interactive with everybody in the comment section, and we got our second win of the season, which obviously is the most important thing. So hit that sub button. Don't miss out on any of our Bengals Breakdown coverage. Also, if you see me looking down, I was solo producing the watch party, doing a little bit of that here with our instant reaction video as well. So just bear with me, trying to do multiple things at once as we progress through our instant reaction video here on today's show. All right, so we'll start with some injury news. It looked like Joe Burrow, I guess, had suffered a concussion just based on the hit that took place. I mean, Joe Burrow got absolutely rocked there in the second half, smacked his head on the turf, and you kind of were just like, oh boy, that is trouble. And he kind of just shook it off, did end up going to the blue tent and getting evaluated, but apparently things are all good. He, of course, came back in the ball game, had an incredible play to Andre Yosevich to essentially win the game, which we'll get to that in a bit. But Joe Burrow, I mean, the toughness of this guy was absolutely unbelievable in this football game, and looks like he's going to be just fine. Obviously, he ended up going back in the game, so I think all is well, but certainly a scary situation there for a moment because Joe Burrow was absolutely getting rocked in this football game. And our first takeaway, we'll just keep it right here with Joe Burrow. I know he didn't light up the stat sheet per se, but that to me was a vintage Joe Burrow performance. When I think about all the things that I like about Joe Burrow, obviously, he's very accurate with the football, makes good decisions. But my trait that I admire the most out of Joe Burrow is his ability to be so stinking tough. And he absolutely was tough as nails in this football game for Cincinnati. Again, didn't light up the stat sheet. Taking a look at some of his numbers here, 19 to 28, 208 yards. That rushing touchdown to really set the tone in this football game on 3rd and a mile on their first drive, and he was able to execute and get that first down and get in the end zone, kind of taking it to the whole next level there. But he was getting hit all night long. We talked about at length just how incredible the Giants' defensive front is. And boy, did they show it in this game. Joe Burrow was getting smacked around, but in typical Joe Burrow fashion, just continued to get up and move on to the next play. And boy, I thought that was a really special performance from Joe Burrow, leading this team to victory despite not, lighting up the stat sheet like he has over the past couple of weeks. So get in the comment section and grade the Bengals' performance for me here on today's show. A, B, C, D, or F. You're the teacher. Give it a grade. Red pen time here on Bengals Breakdown. It is the pin comment of today's video. So if that ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Get down in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Grade the Bengals versus the Giants. Kind of everything. Offensive, defensive, coaching, all of it into one. A, B, C, D, or F for us in the comment section. Second takeaway, B.J. Hill was absolutely awesome in this football game, going up against his former team, of course, in the New York Giants. Bengals traded for B.J. Hill, of course, a couple of seasons ago. Really was an outstanding trade by the Cincinnati Bengals. And just the boost that he has provided this team, coming back last week, playing against the Baltimore Ravens, and then again here tonight against his former team, absolutely outstanding. The hit that he put on Daniel Jones when Jones ended up throwing the interception to Jermaine Pratt was awesome. He was back there all day long, and he really was a force in the run game as well. Just absolutely excellent stuff from B.J. Hill at that defensive tackle position tonight for Cincinnati. And really got to be proud of this whole unit, right? Sheldon Rankins also coming back from injury. He didn't play a ton. He didn't do a ton out there, but certainly it was great to have him back. I thought Chris Jenkins Jr. also had a solid game. McKinley Jackson saw a lot of time in there as well, and this really allowed you to kind of, make guys like Lawrence Guy and J2 Fele inactive, which I don't want to just sit here and bang on those guys, but whenever they're inactive and you've got, guys that you're paying good money in there for your football team, naturally it's going to be a boost for you. And it certainly was for Cincinnati on Sunday night. Thought that unit did a really nice job battling through that game last night, or tonight, I guess, for Cincinnati, helping them get a victory against the Giants. We will continue with our takeaways from this game here in a moment. But first, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time, because today's instant reaction video is presented by Game Time. Look, Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is the easiest way to find and buy tickets to live events. Tickets for a couple of weeks from now when the Bengals are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles at home are on sale now, so head on over to Game Time and get the best deals possible. My two favorite features on Game Time: the seat views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy with Game Time. Secondly, the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature up front allows you to see your total up front, so you don't get hit with any of those surprise fees at checkout like some of those other ticketing companies can get you with. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Next takeaway here, DJ Turner. Boy, was he clutch. He had that opportunity there where he gets flagged for defensive pass interference in the end zone. That really could have affected him throughout the entirety, or the remainder, I should say, of this football game, but he really shook it off, and the Bengals needed him to step up on that crucial fourth down, and he really made an outstanding play, like almost full extension to get that arm in there. It ended up being a pretty solid throw from Daniel Jones, and without that play from DJ Turner, that pass gets completed. That's a first down, and who knows if the Bengals win that football game. So I thought that was absolutely fantastic by DJ Turner, bouncing back after that DPI, making plays. Keep in mind, he's filling in for Dax Hill. He there for a while to start the year. He wasn't getting a ton of playing time. He was out there all night long tonight, and he really did a nice job stepping up for Cincinnati at that cornerback position. He deserves a lot of flowers, and he really was clutch for this team at the end of that game. Next takeaway, look, got to give Zach Taylor his flowers. I know all you Zach Taylor haters aren't going to like that out there, but he deserves his flowers. Ain't no way was he not going to be aggressive there when Joe Burrow found Andre Josevich to essentially win the game right on third down. I think some people may have been worried that he would have just ran the ball a few, 3 times, ran it on the first 2 plays, but he puts it in Burrow's hands, gets him out of the pocket, and it really was just a great play. I don't think it was something that was schemed up. It definitely looked freelanced and just kind of it happened, but he deserves a lot of credit for, making that decision, putting the ball in Joe Burrow's hands, letting him go out there and win that football game for this football team, and also just getting his team ready. I mean, this was a must-win game for Cincinnati. There's a lot of pressure that comes with that, particularly when you're going on the road in a standalone primetime game. He absolutely had to have his guys ready and get a win. That was the thing today. Get a win. Didn't really matter how it got done, but you had to win. He got the win, and he deserves major props for kind of allowing and leading his team down that path to victory. So what is your one-word reaction to the Bengals win over the Giants? Another opportunity for you guys to get interactive with our show here at Bengals Breakdown. So get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. What is your one-word reaction to the win versus the Giants? Last takeaway, obviously I've been, very optimistic with the first 4 things that I've talked about. Look, a ton of work needs to be done. There's no 2 ways around that. Absolutely need a ton of work to get done here down the stretch as we progress here. Look, you're playing the Giants. I don't just want to come on here and bang on Daniel Jones, but you're playing Daniel Jones. And the defense was great. Gave up 7 points. Outstanding. But Daniel Jones had several misses throughout the game that a lot better quarterbacks would have capitalized on and ultimately would have led to more points. But tons to clean up. I think the offensive line, I've been coming on here saying how great the offensive line has been. I think the offensive line certainly regressed tonight. Granted, that was their toughest challenge to date, which we knew that was going to happen. Kind of a rough game for Amarius Mims there, holding down that right side as a rookie. And, I think he got exposed a little bit. He got worked a little bit tonight by the Giants. So plenty of things to work on. Look, Zach Taylor can be a lot better, I think, from a schematic standpoint. They weren't always dialing up the most opportune stuff for the defense that they were facing. So plenty of things that need to get cleaned up. The fumbles, by the way, haven't even talked about that yet. Zach Moss, inexcusable fumble, and then Chase Brown, even more inexcusable fumble that could have essentially lost them the game, but the Bengals get a good break, a good bounce, something that they haven't got this year yet. They finally get it, so they were due for a good bounce. That ball goes out of bounds, and ultimately Chase Brown gets another opportunity and punches it into the end zone. But at the end of the day, the Bengals stay alive here in 2024, get a victory 17-7 against the New York Giants, and we will be back tomorrow here at Bengals Breakdown. So hit that sub button so you don't miss out on that. That'll do it for tonight's instant reaction video. Bengals get the win on Sunday Night Football by a score of 17-7.